New things you can do in Skate, and we're going to start with one of my favourite new features. This is the ability to collect music. Any music you see out in the world can be collected and added to your very own music player. So you see this symbol, this kind of pulsing circle in the game. This represents music that you can collect. So the way to do that is to go over to the source of the music, and when you get near, you'll see this little symbol. Press the left stick in to grab the music. So hold that in, and you've got the music, and that is now added to your music collection. So as you're skating along, hold down the D-pad, whip out your phone, and then in the bottom left you have your music player. And what you can do is you can use the triggers to turn the volume up and down like this. And you can also switch tracks as well. So if I hold X, I switch the track, and then I press Y to play it. And then here we have on, down, low. That is pretty fun. But I'm going to show you an even more fun facet of the game, and that is the parkour system. Yes, Skate has a complete parkour system in the game, and it's pretty absurd. So you can do a bunch of stuff. You can get off your board using Y, and then you can jump up and do a roly-poly. And then you can just keep rolling along the ground like this. Now, this was something you could do before in previous games, but it just looks so absurd in the year 2025 with this kind of realistic looking city, and you've got a man just rolling down the road like this. But it goes a lot further than this, because here's something Skate never had: the ability to climb up walls. So all you have to do, run up to a wall, and then you can press A to scale it, and then if it is scalable, you'll be able to grab on. Now this is just glass, so you can't really scale up, but there are a bunch of walls you can scale up. Let's see if we can get up this one. This looks like one of the walls we can get up. So as you can see, you can scale right up this, but it goes a lot deeper than this. Check this out. So world traversal, we have the vaults, we have the mantle. Just look how versatile your movement is in Skate. We have mantle from hang, we have drop to ledge hang, drop from ledge hang, we have climbs, we have shimmies, close dinos, which looks like this, kind of a fancy name for something pretty simple. A far dino, so you can scale right up to ledges above you. Vertical wall run, jump up. So just check all this stuff out. You can totally treat the world as your very own parkour playground, and you actually need quite a lot of skills to do this. So if you thought Skate was just about skating, it's not. It's also about parkouring, but I guess they couldn't call it Skate and parkour because that's too many things. You just want to focus on one thing. But it's nice to have this in brackets. So bar swing and launch as well. I've actually never seen any horizontal bars in this game, but it's good to know if there are any. You could do that. And we haven't even got to the stunt actions yet, so you can do all of this just like in my favourite part of the old games, the Hall of Meat. My favourite is the dive, and it's even better when you do it into a car. And how you dive is you hold the RB button as you're flying through the air. So you jump with A and then RB, and you go splat like that. And if you don't press anything, you just lay in a heap on the floor. It's a lot of fun. But like all things in Skate, it goes a lot deeper than what I'm showing you here, because if you do it off a building, you actually get a target to aim at. So as you're going down, you can actually glide right down to the ground and land again in a heap on the floor. And there are so many modifiers to this. The trick system combines with the parkour, and sometimes it looks pretty crazy. I'll give you an example. If you press X and A at the same time, you do this, and then you combine this with the right trigger or the left trigger to do a weird looking flip on your board. So I'll show you that again. You can do a front flip, you can do a back flip, and it looks a bit weird, not entirely realistic, but it's pretty fun, especially when you do it and combine it with whatever that was. Next up, we're going to talk about the map size. Now, here is the zoomed out map from Skate, and to be honest, it doesn't look that big. So here's me, and this is the waterfront. So we have, as you can see, this is divided into 4 distinct districts. We have Brixworth, we have Market Mile, Goldcrest Village, and Hedgemont. So this is kind of the stadium area. This is the downtown area. This is the kind of traditional historic area, and this is the more modern area with a bunch of skate parks. And this is actually where you start the game. So it's a lot more beginner friendly. This has got a lot more verticality. So if you want to drop in from a skyscraper into a mega ramp, you can do that. But I don't want to talk about the map in this section of the video. I want to talk about how you can create your own areas to skate in. And to do that, it's really, really simple. So I'm going to fast travel and show you how to do that. You can fast travel to different bus stops that you've unlocked. And here's how the fast travel works. So what you have to do is find a fast travel point and then hold R and you'll fast travel right there. Look how quick that was. You do have to unlock these. All you have to do is go up to a bus stop and then unlock it like that. So to create your own skate parks, and I say skate parks, it's basically just a few objects at this point, but EA does say they're going to let you create entire skate parks here. So all you have to do is hold the D-pad down again and then use the quick drop feature. So quick drop is the system for creating your own skate park. So all you have to do, now we're in the quick drop menu, add object with A, and right now there's not a big assortment of objects, but this has promise. So you can have a ramp, you can have a quarter pipe, and then rail wise we have one rail to pick from, and then 2 props. So yeah, not a lot, but you know, EA did say they're going to add a bunch more to this, and I don't see why they wouldn't. They're just kind of using this as a proof of concept at this point. So I'm just going to show you how to do it. We have the green kind of radius here. You can build anywhere within this. I'm just going to place a bench down here, and then I'm going to create a really long kind of rail. See if this works. So let me just drop this down here, put another rail here, and you can lower and raise it, but you can't actually make floating rails, so it doesn't get too crazy. And another thing you can't do with the quick drop menu, you can't actually disrupt anything in the world. So if I placed a rail there, the bus will go right through it. So it's not actually that disruptive, but I guess it would be kind of crazy if you could just totally disrupt the flow of traffic in the city and send a bunch of buses flying in the half pipe. And this works in multiplayer as well. So if you see someone placing down objects, you can interact with them, you can jump on them and trick off them, and sometimes you can even grab what people have placed and move them around, which probably will get quite annoying. So hopefully that gets restricted in some way. An extra thing as well, when you do leave the map, it seems like all of your objects are going to be reset, so there is no way to save your created works, at least from what I can tell. But that might suggest that these kind of makeshift skate parks, they're not going to be that sophisticated. You'd want to be able to save them in some way. So that suggests that you're not going to be able to create really sophisticated skate parks in Skate. But even so, the ability to lay down objects and trick off them, it's not too bad. It keeps the game a bit more fresh. Now, as you are skating around in Skate, you might see up to 150 other people. That's because Skate is a massively multiplayer game. From this footage, it doesn't really look like there's many people, but this is preview footage. So I'm playing a preview stage, and this is a locked beta. So what you're seeing here is very, very early in the game, but you could see up to 150 people, and it doesn't stop there because there's a way you can teleport right to them. All you have to do, get the map out, and then as you'll see some dots going around. These are people, so these are other skaters. So in the full game, you're probably going to see loads of dots going around, but right now it's just this guy. But we can teleport right to them and spectate them. And all you have to do that is go into this menu, the hub menu, and then go to social and spectate. And then we have 2 other people in the map. And we can go to any of them and teleport. So here we are, and this is Will M. Never met this person before in my life, total stranger, but you can teleport and just follow them around. So what are they up to? I got no idea. I can't communicate with them because their party's closed, but I could sure as hell stalk them all over the map. And you can interact with them as well. So there are things you can do with other people. So you can communicate if you wanted to, open communications, add them as a friend, block and report them, or spectate. And this is what spectating looks like. And I do like to use this feature in helping me find different lines to skate, because a lot of people have found their own lines out in the city, and when you teleport to them, you can just trail them and see what other lines people are skating. Okay, this one is for fans of the older Skate games now, and there's a way to enable classic Skate 3 controls. Skate 3 is my favourite game in the trilogy, and I'm probably not alone in that. And yeah, as I say, enable classic controls doing this. Go into the menu, scroll across. You don't have to scroll, you just press X. Go into the settings, go to gameplay, and here we have the control preset. So we have streamlined, this is the new way to play, and then we have classic, and this is the Skate 3, Skate 2, Skate 1 control scheme. Now the main difference here is on the steering. So as we can see, classic, to steer, it's all on the left stick, and then you use the face buttons to push, brake, push off, and get off the board. Whereas with the streamlined, you can actually go forward and brake using the left stick. It doesn't actually change the flip trick and the board adjust input, which is always on the right stick. So as you can see, doing ollies and doing all kinds of tricks is always on the right stick. But streamlined merely adds the ability to brake and go forward and push using the left stick. As you can see, I'm braking just by pulling back on the left stick like so. But if you want the completely unchanged Skate 3 control scheme and Skate 2 and Skate 1, you can of course go to the classic controls. So it's good to see that there's a homage to the older games from the devs there, because there are going to be a lot of older players here who want that classic experience, but also there's going to be some new players who want the newer control scheme that's a bit more accessible. And well, what I'm using is actually the streamlined controls, so I like just being able to push back, and there we go, I've stopped completely. And last but not least, we have the replay editor, and this is a must in any skating game. So if you pull off something amazing, and I wouldn't class that as amazing, but you know, it will do for a replay, you can go back and look at it. So there we go, did a little ollie over there, and then you can use the replay to go and look at it. And it's actually not in the menu, you can just hold down the D button, sorry, the D-pad, go to replay down here, release, and then you can scroll back through the footage. And it goes all the way back, so the last 4 minutes of gameplay you can look at. And I'm just using the triggers here to go through it, just scrub through it really easily, go back and forward. And you can also hide the UI by clicking the right stick in, and then go all the way around. And there's a bunch of different camera angles as well, so check out how fluid that looks. Absolutely incredible. And I like the little detail on the t-shirt here moving in the breeze. And then look at that in slow motion. Absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to show you a few of the different camera angles here. So you can press the X button, or you hold the X button in, and you can select the head camera, for instance. This is the head cam. Fully tracking the head here. Not my favorite, a bit too zoomed in, but if you find it too zoomed in, hold X. Actually, you don't even have to hold X, just use the D-pad left and right to zoom in and out. So this increases or decreases the field of view like so. So that's the head. You can also press hold X, D-pad, here's the board view. So this is tracking your board, like so. Hold X again, and this is the free cam. So this kind of acts as a tripod. You can actually set your camera down. So let me see where he's going to end up. So he ends up about there. I'm going to pause it there, lay my camera down here. Now, as he jumps, let me just zoom in a tiny bit. As he jumps, he should go right in the frame. So let's see what happens here. And there we go. That's a nice little camera angle. See if I can refine this even more. Now, let me get this in super slow motion. And there we go. I kind of deleted the floor from this footage somehow, but who needs the floor anyway? And what you can do with this footage is actually a bunch of things. You can take photos from it, and to do this, you click the right stick in, take a photo, and as you can see, it's exported. So it's been exported to your local device. In my case, it's my laptop, but if you're playing on console, it's going to be your console, and you can share that as well. You can also press the back button like so, and then you've basically got a way to save or export your entire clip. And you can also crop the clip as well, so you can trim it like so. However you want to edit your replay, you can do that. So a really fully fledged replay system in this game, which to be honest, if they didn't have this, it would be quite disappointing. So this is the least they can do, but it's good to see that it's pretty serviceable, really fluid, really easy to use. So top marks for the replay editor. So there we go. Those are a bunch of things about Skate that I really like and I'm really enjoying. But what about you? What stood out in this footage? What caught your eye? Let me know down in the comments. And if you've got any worries or any concerns about this game, or even any questions that you want answered, let me know down in the comments, ask those questions, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Like I said, I've been playing this game for, a week, maybe even 2 weeks at this point. Quite experienced in this game. You wouldn't be able to tell from my tricks, but yeah. Ask your questions down in the comments and I'll answer them. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and for more skate videos, subscribe to the channel.